You mentioned that you have a 7.5-month-old little boy who seems to be waking up between 1 and 2 a.m. every morning, and you're wondering, why is he doing this? And of course, that's a natural question when a baby has been sleeping well. And sometimes it's because of a change in routine, maybe a change in bedtime, nap schedules, or something like that. Sometimes it's due to illness or teething, and even growth spurts. But growth spurts only last for like 3 to 5 days, at the most a week. And one of the things that can happen during growth spurts is that the child learns that when they cry, they get what they want most, which is a cuddle session or a nursing session or bottle from mom. And that encourages the wakings. And so, of course, if your child needs to be attended to, if they're sick or they need something, then you need to respond to them. But if they're just crying because they want you and the pediatrician has said that they don't need extra nighttime feedings, especially if you suspect they're going through a growth spurt, try to beef up extra feedings during the day. So it may not prevent nighttime wakings, but it will ensure that your baby's getting what he needs while he goes through a growth spurt, if that is indeed what's causing it. Now, as for what to do to stop the nighttime wakings, they may continue, but you can teach him how to self-soothe and to go back to sleep without help from you by sleep training. And you can do this one of two ways, and both ways require some crying and a lot of patience and persistence on your part and on your partner's part, because if both mom and dad aren't on board and one person's trying to sleep train and the other person goes in and cuddles the baby and turns the lights on and talks with them, then, they're sabotaging your sleep training plan and it's not going to work out. So you both have to be on board. And the first thing you can do is just let your baby cry it out. And you said he's inconsolable, but that's okay as long as he's, changed and loved and safe, and that's how you put him down for bed and he doesn't have any immediate needs. It's okay to let him cry. And if you're persistent about this for 4 to 7 nights, he will learn to go back to sleep without help from you. He'll accept that as a new norm. Again, you won't be encouraging those nighttime wakings by going in and picking him up and cuddling him and feeding him and turning on the lights and talking to him. Basically, it's tough love. Now, the other method of sleep training, if this seems a little too harsh for you, is to try a more graduated approach, where you can just go in his room and gently reassure him that you're there by touching his tummy or his head, but turning around and walking right back out of the room. And you wait about 5 or 10 minutes before you go in and do this the first time. And then he'll probably continue to cry. And for some kids, this method doesn't work very well because it just, is like teasing them each time you go back in their room. But for some kids, they respond well to it and helps the parents not feel so bad about sleep training. The next time, wait about 10 to 15 minutes and go in and do the same thing. And then wait 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. And do this as long as you need to in order to teach your baby to self-soothe and go back to sleep by himself. If these methods aren't helping, or if you notice a difference in how he's acting during the daytime, you're concerned about his well-being or wondering if there's something else going on, talk with your pediatrician and they'll ask you more specific questions about your observations and concerns and give you tailored information and advice. Good luck with everything, and if you have more questions in the future for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.